Imagine stepping off your cruise ship into the birthplace of Canadian Confederation, where history meets stunning landscapes and some of the best seafood you'll ever taste. In this video, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most charming cruise ports in the world, where every corner of the island feels like a postcard. Welcome to Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Hey cruisers, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading to one of the most charming destinations in Canada's Atlantic region and one of my personal favorite ports anywhere in North America, and that is Charlottetown. Now PEI is as pretty as a storybook, and it just so happens that the island's depiction in the classic book by Lucy Maud Montgomery, Anne of Green Gables, is what made this place famous the world over. The Green Gables-esque landscape of PEI is accurately reflected by its pastoral green patchwork of rolling fields, tiny gabled farmhouses and seaside villages, and you'll find here anything from lighthouses to lobster rolls, so there really is something for everyone. Now let's start with where you'll actually arrive into, the cruise port. Cruise ships arrive on the underside of Prince Edward Island in the capital of Charlottetown. Now cruise ships dock only just a few blocks away from the heart of the downtown core. Only on the very rare exceptions might you actually tender into this port of call. The reason for that, 2 cruise ships can comfortably dock here, and so you'd only anchor offshore if there's more than that, and your ship unfortunately might be the unlucky one. Now coming into the terminal building, it is a large rectangular building which is where very likely most of the organized shore excursions or the tours will be meeting. Now inside the building you'll also find a tourism desk with maps available. There's lots of local shopping opportunities inside this building too. You'll also find that there is a space to access free Wi-Fi if you have a device with you, and also importantly, there is restrooms available. Now beyond that, you'll exit the building where you'll first see a car parking area. Here is where there'll be taxis waiting, whether for shorter trips or more likely, longer multi-hour drive hire for tours around the island. Now these typically operate for fixed price rates per hour, regardless of how many passengers are inside the vehicle. And the prices you see here in this photo are from one of our most recent visits to the port in 2023, so it'll give you a close guide as to what to expect for pricing. You'll often see these city sightseeing bus tours too in this parking area. They typically do 2 different tours, a 1-hour city tour and then a 3.5-hour island drive and Green Gables tour. Again, this photo shows the most recent price points we have seen for these. Now after that, and passing through, you're off to explore downtown Charlottetown. With a population hovering around 40,000, PEI's capital is the perfect size for an intimate island town. With its collection of stylish eateries and a lovely cultural scene, coupled with its quiet streets perfect for strolling, abundant greenery, and well-preserved historical core, you'll see why this place holds so much appeal for tourists and locals alike. Taking a look at this map here, you can see some of the downtown sites in relation to the distance away from the cruise port. So let's take a look around, starting at the place closest to the port, Founders Hall. It is a historic building and visitor attraction that celebrates the founding of Canada. It served originally as a rail car repair shop before being transformed into an interpretive center. The hall is dedicated to the 1864 Charlottetown Conference, a pivotal event that led to the creation of the Canadian Confederation. It now houses an array of food outlets and arts and crafts style stores promoting local businesses on the island. Now head up into town, you'll notice St. Dunstan's Basilica from far away. Rising from the ashes of a 1913 fire, the towering stone spires of this neo-Gothic basilica are now a Charlottetown landmark. The marble floors, Italianate carvings, and decoratively embossed ribbed ceilings are surprisingly ornate. Next up, Charlottetown's centerpiece is the imposing yet welcoming Province House. It was here in 1864, within the Confederation Chamber, that 23 representatives of Britain's North American colonies first discussed the creation of Canada. Then you can also take a walk along the beautiful Victoria Road. We can stroll along this charming street filled with cafes and local boutiques. It's nice and colorful. That'll then take you through to Queen Street, which really is kind of the main thoroughfare through the downtown. It stretches north from the waterfront going up with a large number of shops and restaurants. Now coming back to the map for a moment, you'll notice there are a few more options here out to the left-hand side of this image. If you turn down Kent Street, the first place you'll really see there is Beaconsfield Historic House. It is a beautifully preserved Victorian-era mansion. Built in 1877, this grand home is a stunning example of Victorian architecture, complete with intricate woodwork, a mansard roof, and charming bay windows. Originally owned by shipbuilder James Peake, the house was a symbol of wealth and elegance in its time. Inside, visitors can explore its 25 rooms filled with period furnishings and decor that offer a glimpse into the opulent lifestyle of 19th century high society. Victoria Park is a large scenic green space located along the waterfront. Spanning about 40 acres, the park offers beautiful views of Charlottetown Harbour, and it features tree-lined walking and cycling trails and a scenic boardwalk that runs along the waterfront. It's also a place of historical significance too, as it features landmarks like cannons and the Prince Edward Battery, which was once used for coastal defense. Located within the park is Government House. It has been the home to PEI's lieutenant governors since 1835. In 2003, an almost 170-year tradition was broken and its doors were open to the public. So that is just a few of the highlights of the downtown area, but now let's get out and explore more of Prince Edward Island and see what there is to do. And while it's important to note that it's impossible to see the whole island and what it has to offer in just one day visit, there are many wonderful sites all around PEI that are all within a 30 to 45 minute drive from Charlottetown. So taking a look at this map of the central section of the island, it shows some of those most popular options that are within driving distance. Now naturally there is a big focus on the Anne of Green Gables sites. However, the national park to the north, the famous red sand beaches, and Point Prim are also some big highlights that are worth considering here. The PEI National Park contains miles of sand dunes, beaches, and walking trails, and it's also home to the Green Gables house. And Green Gables is the farm that inspired the setting of Anne of Green Gables. The park is located in Cavendish, which is about a 35-minute drive from Charlottetown. Here at Avonlea Village, visitors get the chance to step back in time to 1908 and relive some pages of Lucy Maud Montgomery's classic novel. Costumed actors guide visitors around miniature houses, while kids and adults can also dress up in period costumes, enjoy a hay wagon ride, and watch puppet shows and taste some freshly made sweets from the chocolate factory. And I also wanted to mention two unique options that are great for sampling local produce and perhaps finding a nice memento to take back home with you. Located near Brackley Beach, the Dunes Studio Gallery and Cafe is a unique blend of art, culture, and culinary delights. The gallery showcases a diverse collection of fine art, pottery, jewelry, and handcrafted furniture, much of it created by local and international artists. There's also an on-site cafe with a gourmet menu emphasizing fresh local ingredients, including seafood and produce from the island. The Dunes also features beautifully landscaped gardens with water features and views of the surrounding countryside. It really is a must visit for art lovers and food enthusiasts alike. The other spot is the Prince Edward Island Preserve Company. This is located in New Glasgow, and it's a charming and beloved destination known for its handcrafted items like jams, jellies, and preserves made from locally sourced fruits. Housed in a beautifully restored rustic building overlooking the Clyde River, the company offers visitors a true taste of PEI's culinary heritage. Inside you'll find an assortment of gourmet food and products like chutneys, honey and sauces, teas, and in addition to the food, there is also a wonderful gift shop as well as a garden that you can take a walk and a stroll in. It's nice and peaceful and tranquil. Or for something different, you could head east from the cruise port to a place called Point Prim. Located on the southeastern coast of Prince Edward Island, Point Prim is a scenic and historic destination known for its rugged natural beauty and its iconic lighthouse. The Point Prim Lighthouse, built in 1845, is the oldest lighthouse on the island and one of the very few round brick lighthouses found anywhere in Canada. Visitors can explore the lighthouse, learn about its history, and climb to the top for panoramic views of the Northumberland Strait and the surrounding Red Cliffs. Often cruise lines will combine a tour to the lighthouse and surrounding area with one of the nearby wineries too. So these are just a handful of the sightseeing options here, both around PEI and in downtown Charlottetown. There is so much more, but if you've just got a day, these are some of the big ones to go out and see. So now let's dive into some of the useful tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your day. Okay, so we talked about tours and taxis as ways to explore, but another option for you possibly is renting a car and driving yourself. Now there's loads of car rentals nearby, many of which will bring the car to the cruise terminal for you. If this is something you're interested in doing, we'd recommend booking the car in advance of your visit so you don't risk missing out by them booking out in advance, especially if there's multiple cruise ships docked on the day you're arriving. Next, if you want a taste of the Anne of Green Gables experience here, but you don't really want to go long distances away from the port, you might be in luck. Each year at the Confederation of the Arts downtown, there are performances of Anne of Green Gables, the musical. Each year the dates do change, but when there is a show on, they often do matinees at 1 p.m. when the cruise ships are in town. Now you can always check the Confederation Center of the Arts website for dates to see if there'll be a show when you're in port. Now when it comes to food, seafood really is what it's all about here on the island. PEI is famous for its mussels and you'll find them all over town. There are a couple of classic seafood institutions, including the Water Prince Corner Shop, which is located right near the cruise port, and also Merchantman, which is located at 23 Queen Street, and they're very well known specifically for their oysters. Now speaking of culinary institutions, a video on PEI wouldn't be complete without a mention of Cow's Creamery. Cow's began to make ice cream in 1983 with an old-fashioned family recipe that originated in Cavendish here in Prince Edward Island. Using high-quality local ingredients, you can try various flavors with quite unique names. Names such as Gooey Mooey, Wowie Cowie, and Coconut Cream Pie. So they are quite unique. And then one more thing to mention, and that is dependent on your itinerary and the size of the ship that you're actually sailing on, you might actually be sailing underneath the Confederation Bridge. This bridge was opened in 1997 and it connects the island with mainland Canada. Spanning 12.9 kilometers, roughly 8 miles, across the Northumberland Strait, it is the longest bridge in the world that goes over ice-covered waters at certain times of the year. Now, if you're coming from Quebec or other ports closer to the entrance of the St. Lawrence River, if you can pass under the bridge based on your ship size, it'll be early in the morning before you arrive into Charlottetown. Alternatively, if you're cruising towards Quebec after Charlottetown, you might pass under the bridge a couple of hours after leaving port. Now, typically only ships with around 1,600 guests or so, or smaller, are small enough to fit under that bridge, where the conditions do permit too. So even if your ship isn't planning on sailing under the bridge whilst you're in port, you can actually drive over and have a look at it if you do wish to. Many cruise lines also will offer tours to the bridge too. At the base of the bridge on the PEI side, you can get up close to the bridge, take your photo at the Welcome to Prince Edward Island Province sign, and do some shopping at the Gateway Village. So on that note, hopefully that'll give you a good introduction to the Charlottetown Prince Edward Island cruise port. There really is so much to see and do here, so we hope you have a great time. And if you found this video useful and would like more cruise port videos, don't forget to click that subscribe button below. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.